Don't go away. On this week's episode, you're going to meet Angel, Kokopelli, Oliver, and Kiwi, all Slovakian Shepherds.
Denise Mazzola is a certified professional dog trainer with over 20 years experience training dogs and people. If you've got a doggy dilemma, Denise can help.
Welcome to another episode of Doggy Dilemmas. I'm Denise Mazzola. On this week's episode, you're going to meet 4 beautiful Slovakian Shepherds and the boatload of problems. So let's go on in and see what we can do. Adolescents. Diane, show me where the dogs are kept inside during the day.
This way. This is the girls.
Okay.
This is Kiwi.
Kiwi.
Kiwi and Angel.
Okay. And these big panels are
These are
for the boys.
boys.
Okay, great. Okay, so Diane, tell me, I've got the basic names down for the dogs, but I want to get their statistics and then get a little more history. So Coco, if I recall.
Okay, Kokopelli is about to turn 3.
Okay, so he's almost 3.
Oliver is 4.
He'll be 5 in April, right?
Okay.
And Angel and Kiwi just had their first birthday on September.
Okay, so they're
10th.
both 1 and they're siblings.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and tell me, all the dogs are intact.
Yes.
Tell me, what is your, I mean, I've been into a lot of homes, worked with a lot of people with a lot of dogs, so tell me the goal. I mean, what was your motivator for getting so many dogs? One is trained in protection and tracking, and you purchase that way, which is quite an investment. So just sort of educate me a little bit. So,
Well, actually, the story begins with me meeting Philip in a basic training session after I'd gotten Kokopelli. We had desired to have him do basic obedience. So through another woman, I met Philip, and then we just began working together. And then we decided to get 2 more with the idea that eventually we would breed them.
okay. So, all right. And Oliver came to you fully trained as a protection dog.
Yes, he's, to me, personal protection dog.
Okay. And so do you show him in Schutzin, or
No.
is there just purchased him that way?
Correct, just
Okay.
purchased him
Okay.
that way.
And
We actually,
That's a goal.
we actually didn't know what he knew until I went to another trainer that showed me
okay,
how to handle him and gave me all the,
Okay.
set him for tracks, hid in the woods, you know,
Right.
and that's how we found out about that.
Okay. Okay. So you hadn't known that he was trained in all those things?
We knew protection, yes.
Okay.
That's a protection dog,
Right.
but we didn't know he did tracking and everything else.
Okay. Okay. And then Angel and Kiwi came as puppies,
Yes.
but not at the same time. So came as 8-week old?
Yes.
Okay. And all right, so I'm going to take that, I guess, in groups of the boys and then the girls, because that seems to kind of be where the issues are. So Coco's been here since he was 8 weeks, so he was basically here first. Is that the way the timeline works?
Yeah.
And then Oliver came?
Yes.
Okay. And I know that Coco and Oliver used to sleep in the back of the truck or
Long
the
trips,
van, long trips,
Long
buddies.
trip. Yeah,
Okay.
all the time.
And when did the first fight happen?
Okay, probably not, let's see, a year ago, April? I think it was April.
April of 2011, this year?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And that would make, and I need to know their ages at that
He
time.
was just 2, wasn't he? Did he just turn 2 then, or no?
Oh, well, he was 6 months younger than he is now. Yeah.
So he would have just been about 2.
Yeah, he was about 2 because he was just maturing then at 2 years old.
Okay. Okay. And that would have made Oliver like 3.5 or something.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And what happened that first fight? Do you know what started it? What was this? Were they in the house, out of the house?
They were outside in the yard. They were playing in the yard, running around, and then all of a sudden, they just went at it.
Okay. You didn't say if it was fighting over sticks or a possession or...
It might have been a toy, but
didn't
I
have
mean,
no-
it was
they
so
didn't-
subtle, and we were totally unexpected.
I mean, we were walking like towards the door. It happened right outside the door. It was right there.
Right out here?
No, not in this. The other house in Pauling.
Okay. Okay. And then did both dogs have damage, sustained damage?
Yes. Well, Koki had stitches in his
Yeah, he had to
front
have
leg,
his
and Oliver's
legs
ear
were
was just
tearing.
bit.
Okay. I would imagine that Coco would have had more damage since Oliver's trained in protection work than he knows how to use his mouth.
Yes.
And the other dogs may or may not. Okay. Any fights since then?
Definitely could have been.
Well,
but we've
they lit up
caught
once, and we
them.
caught them in time.
Okay.
I mean, Koki, there's a deck that he's on. We have him outside on the deck, and we had Oliver in the yard. Koki jumped over the deck and stood there, and then they had a fight, and we just separated them. Nothing happened that time.
Okay. So he went over did you see him go over the deck? Was he
Yeah,
go
it's
over
the only
deck
way
for
he can get out.
Yeah.
Over the deck for a toy, over the deck to
To
purposely...
be outside because he doesn't like being by himself. He likes to see all the attention outside. If anyone's outside, he jumps over the deck. If the female's outside,
And I also
so-
think he likes to challenge Oliver. I mean, he's gotten to the point where he's almost trying to challenge him, even though he knows it's not
Yeah,
going
no.
to work.
Yeah, and Kokopelli is the more anxious dog
Yes.
of the two
Yes.
out there. Okay.
But Kokopelli even goes out when we take Luna out and stuff. He jumps off the deck, so it doesn't matter who's out there. He's off that deck.
Okay. So he
But we
doesn't-
try to keep him on there. We let someone go out, then I'll run to the deck, say stay there, and he stays.
Right, right. Okay. So he doesn't like to be alone.
No.
Okay. And what behaviors do you feel like Coco has, that you can ask him regularly? Sit down, stay.
All of them.
All of them,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he's actually very good at basic
Okay.
obedience.
Okay. And are there any intentions to show them, or just to get them trained and then potentially breed?
I think the goal is
To
Schutzenwork.
Schutzenwork, we're
Okay.
going to get to that point.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So describe Oliver's temperament to me. I mean, what I observed outside is he seems fairly confident.
He's confident, calm. He's a big mush. Until
great dog.
he could make decisions on his own, though. I mean, you really got to be careful if you don't know him. I mean, but if I'm here or someone's here that he knows, he'll be fine. He'll walk around. If you're not going to hurt him or anything, or if he feels threatened,
Challenge him.
that's when he'll be in trouble.
Right.
Otherwise, he's fine.
Right. Okay.
He's a big mush.
Okay. And then tell me about Angel.
She's a pistol.
She
She's
not
a
an angel?
terror. She's a,
All right.
that's
Wait.
the
Angel
wrong name for
the
her.
Terror. Okay.
She listens very well. Again, though, if you have a toy, she'll be a genius. We'll show you when we go outside.
More toy motivated than anything.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Genius.
Okay.
But we didn't practice getting her to stay yet. But I mean, she'll heel, she'll kanohe. I mean, heel, sit, lay down, everything like that.
Okay.
She'll come. But to stay there, not yet.
Okay.
She's very self-assured.
She has a mind of her own. She does what she wants.
Yeah.
She tries to herd her every time she takes her out. She herds her feet and
Yeah,
tries
she
to pull her
nips
back.
at my feet.
Okay. And have you tried to stop that?
Yes. Somewhat
Successfully?
Sometimes. It seems more
She's
like when
getting-
she's bored that she'll you know.
Did you turn into a squeak toy for her?
That's about it.
Okay, so maybe we should take a look at that. No squeak toys.
Yeah.
I had a puppy once in the house. I sent the children out with them. They were, I don't know, teenagers. And I heard them, like,
Right.
"Ah!" Because the puppy was going after their feet. And I said, you sound like a squeak toy. So,
That's why she keeps doing it.
right? So,
Maybe.
well, a few days later, I was out and they yelled out the window the same thing to me. And I'm, oh, yeah, that's right. I got to say something different. Okay. So, what have you tried to get Angel to stop nipping at your feet?
How have I?
Yeah, what have you tried?
Just tried to get her back in the heel mode.
And I told her to stay still, don't move.
Yeah, and to
That's what I
stay
told her to
still.
do, and it works. It seems to work.
So she'll just
The
stop. So if you start to
non-moving
walk
target
again,
is better. Yeah.
if you start to walk
Yes.
again, then she will
Yes.
again. Okay. So she's invading your personal space.
Yes.
You ought to be able to walk and not have your German Shepherd nipping at your feet.
Yes.
That's just not funny
Yes.
to me.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take a look at some of
Right.
that. Do you tend to feel bad for the dogs?
Yes, I'm the motherly type.
Okay.
I
And were you there for my little lecture on feeling sorry for your dogs?
Yeah.
I tell her all the time.
Okay. So my background is animal welfare, right? 10 years of working in a shelter environment. And it used to drive me crazy that people would feel sorry for the dog, whether the dog was with us or coming in, because you're much more likely to have a dog put to death because you feel sorry for them. Because you're going to make a mistake. You're going to feel sorry. You're going to let them get away with something that they should not. And you've got some very intense dogs here.
Absolutely.
With lots of potential to do lots of damage to you, to each other, to whatever. Right? So it's kind of a temperament that you are.
He's very good. He's training me to get out of
But
that.
you
Stop
need to
baby,
sort of,
let him do it.
right.
He
So
reminds
what
me.
kind of job are you in? What do you do do you work?
I'm a dancer and I'm a choreographer and a full-time student. So.
Okay. So when you're working with students in choreography, do they start to complain that it's too hard?
Always.
And what do you say to them?
Tell them to carry on.
Right,
Keep
it's too
working.
bad?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's too bad. So you need to find that choreographer part of you. When you're working with your student and you're pushing them to be a little outside their comfort zone, to do it a little different or a little harder, you need to do that when you're working around the dogs. Because especially these kinds of dogs, if you feel sorry for them or you're afraid, forget it.
Take advantage of you completely. Take
Absolutely.
right over. Take right over.
I'm aware that they know.
Right. Okay, so we have the saying that they know that you know, so they know that, oh, here comes Diane, it's a free-for-all.
That's exactly what they do. Exactly.
That's what he says.
I say
Right.
it all the time to her.
Right. All right, so, I don't have a therapist license, so
Right.
further with that,
Okay.
Because when I walk out there, they're all
really-
like,
Right, you're just not helping them by
Right.
feeling sorry for them. They can sit or lie down or do something and then invite them on the couch and then have a snuggle session or do something like that. Or
on the
whatever.
couch.
All right, well, not on the couch, but whatever. For example, make them do something for something that then
it.
provide
Let 'em earn
them
it.
with that
Yeah.
affection that you want to give them. But they shouldn't be getting free stuff. No free stuff, okay? Okay, tell me about Kiwi.
Okay, Kiwi is the more subdued of the two girls.
Okay.
She's very laid back and easy to get along with until you remove one of the other dogs from the crates to bring them out, and then she's twirling around in her cage like a top and barking.
well,
and
that's
carrying
again
on.
that with me. Because even
Yeah.
when I took them out this
Yeah.
morning, you didn't even hear the dogs when I walked
Oh
in.
yeah, that's
But with her, they're light up.
or
So in
anybody
all four-
besides you really.
So when all 4 dogs are in there,
Even when Bill,
I can take them out to be
Philip
quiet.
can walk one out and they'll
but
be
Bill
quiet.
and I cannot.
They'll go
They
crazy,
they go
barking and
crazy.
carrying on.
when she takes them.
Okay, so what do you do differently? Is it that you have more training history with them?
Yeah, I train a lot with them.
Okay.
And I actually I go in there and keep them quiet. I go, shh, dobre. Nice,
But
good,
I do
and
the
take
same
one
too.
at a time.
I do that too.
I think you're going in there with more tension than I am.
Maybe.
I'm more relaxed when I get in there and walk in slow and still dark in there, and then just take one out and walk out, and that's it. They don't make no noise.
Okay.
Put them back in.
Who came first, Angel or Kiwi? Because they didn't arrive at the
Angel.
house. Angel was first. Okay. And then I think you said 3 weeks later, Kiwi came?
We decided to get Kiwi.
We
Okay.
loved Angel so much, and her sister was still available, so we brought her,
Decided
brought her over.
to, yeah.
You guys are killing me.
Angel was great. Angel was such a great puppy.
Until? Or she was just a great puppy?
No, she always
She
is a great
still
puppy.
is.
She's
Okay.
still a
They're
great
great
puppy.
dogs.
Okay.
We love them all so
Yeah.
much.
We
Right.
could never imagine them biting anyone. Never.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Except for maybe Oliver.
Well, Oliver will.
Right.
Unless I'm there, then he's fine.
Right, right. Okay. All right, so what sort of training has Angel and Kiwi started with?
Just basic.
Obedience, just
Obedient.
obedience.
Okay. So
They
in-
heel, they sit, they lay down. We didn't get them to stay yet.
Okay, that's right. I think you
Yeah.
said that with it. So they're both the same place.
And you will hear us
We taught they're
using
trained Slovak.
Slovakian commands.
They're
Yeah,
all-
it didn't sound like it was German.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all trained in
They're-
Slovak.
Okay.
We've kept them that way.
Okay. I'd like to meet either Angel or Kiwi. Let's meet one of them, and then we'll meet the
Do you
other
want
one.
to go?
Yeah, let me take.
Do you want Angel?
Wait,
Comes Angel.
And who was it that you had on stage? Do you remember?
That was Kiwi.
It was Kiwi.
Hey, Angel. Dobre. Saying hello to mommy.
Yeah.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
I know.
Dobre.
Okay, so
Taki.
how long did it take you guys to learn Slovakian?
Well, I'm still kind of learning.
Immediately, I learned immediately, and as soon as I
learned
got
with
Oliver,
Oliver.
they gave me a list. I went through recordings and everything. Just basic commands.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Angel.
Calm down.
It's okay, baby. Okay, mommy.
Okay. Now, Angel and Kiwi have also had fights.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Kiwi ended up having
Lovely.
3 or 4 sutures on her cheek.
Oh, baby.
Okay. And what was that all about? Do you know when it started? Like, when did they have their first fight?
Not really. How long? It was maybe 6 months
6
after
months
we had
old.
them.
6 months old, probably.
At about 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angel, we.
And what was it over? Do you know? In the house, outside?
They were inside the kennel, actually,
Again, it
together
was
in
one of
the
those
kennel. We have a bigger
unexpected-
kennel than that.
Okay.
For both the dogs, they're
Okay.
double, triple that size.
Okay.
And they were
Just
in
one
there, and
day
then we were in the house, and boom, we heard them fighting. I ran out there,
Okay.
and we separated them. It's okay. She's looking for the kitty cat.
And
Yeah.
were there things?
There may have been toys in there, but I can't
No, there
think
was no
of
toys.
anything other than that.
There was nothing in there at all. They just went at it. I think she, you know what probably happened? Yeah, you know what probably happened?
They were playing.
Maybe Oliver was in the yard or something, and
You might have had some
they
redirectives.
balked at each other, and Kiwi probably nipped her or something, and then it went.
Right, right. I mean, you could easily
Yeah.
have redirected aggression in a situation
Right.
like that. And any fights since then?
No, because we
No,
kept
we
them
keep them
apart.
apart
Okay.
completely.
Okay.
Except that we have walked them together
Yeah, we walk
down
them
the
together.
road here.
And is that okay? And you
Yeah.
As
feel
long
okay?
as there's a little space between us.
But they've gotten better. They've gotten
So
better.
do you feel better with the space between you, or do they need the space
I
between
feel
them?
pretty okay with, being as close as possible.
I don't know if they. I don't. Yeah, they're close. I don't think they need the space that
Yeah.
as much as you think.
Yeah.
You're looking for the kitty cat. I know. Here you go. Here you go. Stop. That's me.
Okay.
That's me.
What dogs can play together, interact together? Any of them?
Oliver can play with everybody but Cokie.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
He plays
But
individually with the
Kokopelli
girls.
can't play with either of them.
He tries to
He's very
mate
rough.
with them
Yeah, he's very
and
rough.
rough houses them and still herds them up a little bit.
And they don't like it, even one-on-one? They don't like it?
No.
Less than with Oliver.
Yeah. I mean, Oliver roughs house with him, but they play together fine.
Okay. Okay. So,
We kid and call Oliver the big brother. He takes care of everybody.
so Oliver can play with either
Yeah.
one. And Coco can't because you're afraid there's going to be a fight, or
We could show you what he does. I mean,
Okay.
he's not going to hurt them while we're there.
okay.
I think he just, it's like he's more their maturity level. He doesn't know his own strength. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. I don't-
He's
Yeah.
almost 3, and these guys are still 1. So, okay. Have they had a first season yet?
Yes.
Okay. They probably made everything insane. Did it make it worse?
Oh, yeah. Even with Oliver, they're all
The
crazy.
boys kind of
Yeah.
went a little crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
But we definitely kept them separated.
Right. Okay.
The next one we need.
So the girls,
That's me.
Kiwi and Angel, haven't even reached sexual maturity yet. I mean, just
No.
because they have a heat cycle doesn't mean they're mature.
Right.
And sexual social maturity is about the age of 2 plus or minus, and it doesn't matter whether the dog's spayed or neutered or not. They all go through it. It could have been some of the issues between Coco and Oliver. You know, and the biggest there's so many challenges with all the dogs intact. It's going to be, they may never get together except for breeding purposes because there's competition for breeding, which is
Right.
one of the biggest things. Particularly intact male dogs will
Is that me?
have a lower threshold, so they'll react to something sooner than a neutered dog will.
Fui.
And their reaction can generally stay up longer and last longer before it comes down, where a neuter dog will go, well, whatever, I'm done with it. So are you still thinking of breeding, and have you decided who would be bred to who?
Kokopelli has to do the breeding to these 2 girls because they're too close to Oliver.
They're
They're not
Okay.
3 generations apart.
Yeah.
They're only 2.
Okay, okay.
And one of the things about these dogs is the breeders pride themselves in keeping the lines intact and not overbreeding them.
Right,
So
right.
They all have the Annabrie lines. They all have the same grandfather, actually. But they're
Right.
just three generations apart.
Right, right. So on a daily basis, so you're not always at this house. are you some part-time, weekends?
A lot now as I finish school.
Okay.
So, but I don't have all of the dogs with me all of the time. So we have a different dynamics thing going on too.
Okay, so sometimes, Philip, you have some of the dogs?
Right. Sometimes
Down in
Bill
our-
has them too in polling.
Okay.
He takes Kiwi or Koki.
Okay.
Angel and Oliver stays together all the time. They're always,
Angel and Oliver stay together?
yeah, they're
Because-
always together. We don't ever separate them.
Okay,
And-
because...
I take Oliver to work with me sometimes, and then she's alone, but otherwise they're there.
And then I've had Kokopelli up here with me alone too.
Right.
So
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so today's dynamic is just more for the show, and they're
Yeah,
kind of all
for
in
sure.
different places and stuff like that.
Right.
On a day-to-day basis, though, how much either training or exercise, with the exception of Coco, you said you could run him in forever and he still won't calm down. So that's some anxiety in there.
Yeah. She plays forever too, though. You can run her forever. She never gets tired.
Okay.
All of them really, but just Koki's just overwhelming. And then he gets this thing with his mouth, and it's like snip and snip and snip, and like if you hold a toy from him.
Yeah,
We'll have to
he'll-
show you that
he'll-
too.
Okay, because he's just so excited.
Oh
to
yeah,
get
it's like
there.
overexcited. Like he wants it, he wants it, he wants it. And, you know.
Okay, okay. Do you have a toy for Angel so I can just see some of her behaviors and?
Want me to get the Kong? Here, hold on.
Hold it.
Satni, Satni. Dobre, dobre. Zostań. Dobre.
No, so she likes the Kong as a toy. That's
Oh,
interesting.
Yes, she does. She loves it.
Angel, cut me.
Watch out she doesn't
No,
fly
hey.
the cameras.
No hey. Lahani. Cut me. Okay. Okay.
Forgot which way to go.
No, she's good. Lahani. Cut. Over.
Now, what made the Kong
Exactly.
so valuable
Oh,
to
any
her?
toy. doesn't
Any
matter.
toy, stuffed
Any
toy, squeaky
Oh yeah,
toy.
she's got one of
I
those
can
up
give
there
her a
too.
pumpkin. Anything in my day I hold in my hand.
Okay,
Lahani.
more than food.
Yep. Anything.
Yes.
Okay,
Anything.
okay.
Over there. Good girl.
Their most favorite toy of all is the
Satni.
stick out in the yard.
Over
The
there.
bigger the better.
Second. So, Lahani. Go over there. Lahani. See, we didn't get a Zostan yet. Zostan stay, but we just didn't train it yet that
Yep,
way.
that's right.
Lahani. Go over there.
Okay, so, and do you always hold on to the toy? Does she get
No.
the toy to run around
She
with?
can have it run,
Okay.
and then you call her, go there, Angel.
I would say,
Open it.
back to your question about how much time, lately with Kokopelli, that's my break time. When I'm getting away from the computer, I'll take him out for a nice walk down the road, and then I'll work with him in the field a little bit.
Okay.
So I would say at least an hour and a half at
Okay,
least.
okay. It's, it's no, I probably don't need to tell you this because it's fairly obvious, but, and the reason I was asking was whenever dogs are sort of sequestered, they have to be crated or outdoors or something, and then there's always this extreme energy burst when they get to come
Of
back.
course.
Because, yeah, dogs like to play with each other, but they really want to be with you guys. Whoever their person is, they would
That's
much
right.
rather be with them. And
That's
that
right.
will actually kind of start to make them a little bit calmer.
Lahani.
So
Go
it's,
there.
so it sounds like it's not always like this, and they get some of that
Yes,
calm
they're out.
time
Yes,
when they're with you and
yes.
things. Okay. All right. So let me meet Kiwi.
Okay.
Sorry, Angel, you got to go back.
Come on, baby. Go.
There she is.
Kiwi.
This
This
is
is
Kiwi.
Kiwi.
Hi, Kiwi.
Over there. Satni. Satni, mommy.
Dobre,
Good girl.
dobre.
Good girl.
So she is toy motivated.
Oh yeah, she's played, but not as strong as Angel.
Okay.
Not as
Okay.
strong as Angel. She could care less. She throws it in the yard. She'll leave it out there sometimes.
Okay. So just do a little bit with her
She'll
too.
do it.
She's great
Kiwi,
with basic.
Satni. Lahani.
Dobre. Whoops. Mommy better keep her mouth
Lahani.
shut.
No, hey. Satni. Over there. Lahani. Over there. Good girl.
Good. Very nice.
Over there. Ghost. Satni. Over there. Ghost. Lahani. Over there. Good girl.
Good.
Good mommy.
All right. You're very pretty. Yes, I know. Okay. And so first, I want to say that you guys have done an extraordinary job not allowing any more fights to occur. A lot of times people keep trying. You really just noticed that I was there.
Kiwi.
Discovered the camera.
Kiwi. Go over there.
There's two eyes looking at me. I'm not sure I like
Go
that
over
idea.
Go over there. It's okay. Put her back up, or?
Oh, will it help if she just sniffs?
Yeah, maybe.
She can just go, let her just go.
Nah, she's gotta go near him.
Okay, so is Kiwi more? Kiwi's the dog that spins in the kennel when you bring out every. So she's a little more anxious too.
Yeah, she's really anxious.
Then, okay.
She has a similar personality as Koki.
I think she's
we
Koki.
think.
So let's see.
Right.
Come there.
Okay. Okay.
Say hi.
Hi, sweetie.
She's the biggest mush, though. She loves everybody.
she loves everybody.
I know. What do you think?
Except the cameraman.
She likes it just fine.
Female dogs fighting can be worse than boys.
Yeah.
Although your boy fight was much worse than the girls at this point. You know, whether is a goal to get them together so they can be out together or not? Are you
I
just
would
gonna
love
keep
them
it?
to be
would
together
be
outside.
Okay.
I would love it.
Great.
Okay.
And to have the confidence that they're not going to flare into a fight.
Right, right. Okay, so let me just talk about some of the causes of fights. That initial coming out of kennels or outside or whatever, going through doors, that excitement of people entering the house, people exiting the house, picking up leashes to get everybody excited, that's a big place to have fights. So
They're dog bowls. When
Yes.
they make a bunch of noise when the dog
yes,
bowls. All of them.
yes.
Yeah.
So in terms of these two girls getting together, are any of them desensitized to a basket muzzle?
We haven't,
We haven't
we
had
haven't
them
tried.
on muzzles yet.
Okay. It might be something worth thinking about. If everybody had one,
Right.
you would, if there was a mistake to be made,
We were thinking
you're
about
still
that,
going to get some damage, but you're not going to get the bite damage.
Right.
And with these big dogs, that would be half the
That's what
battle.
we were thinking about also, muzzle.
Right. So with these two, I would definitely get the stays going as soon as possible. I don't care if it's a sit or a down stay, but so that they could sit and stay.
We were just gonna work
sit
with
and
that.
stay
Right, right.
while you get the leashes. Put the leash on, the dog still stays. Get the other leash on.
Oh, see,
the dog
we've
still
been doing
stays.
that when we're going out with them. We make them sit. We won't let them go out first. We make
Right.
them sit
Good.
by the door.
Good.
Yeah.
Come here.
But when
But
they're
even
like, if
with
we're
the
trying to
leash.
get them together, anything that's going to bring out that excitement, that hyper arousal in them, and
Okay.
it might be that then if there's two of you working with them, then that's even better. Except for that, they need to be able to listen to both of you.
Both.
So yeah,
I tell her that too. Huh?
right. So Diane, what I'd like to do is see you work with Kiwi for just a minute.
Okay.
I even tell her that in the Kokopelli
Kiwi?
too.
Kiwi? Kanohe? 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 Satni? Satni? Lahani? Satni?
Good.
Kanohe? Kanohe?
Good. So Diane, turn just a little bit towards me so she doesn't have to be facing the camera, because that to her is the scary thing right now.
Satni?
Okay, so I want you to, what Phil did was just use the words, and he wasn't doing a lot of this leash
I
stuff.
didn't want to correct that. Yeah.
Right, so just try to say the word, and say it like you mean it.
Kiwi. Kanohe?
Now, does she have any kind of hand signal to go down?
Lahani?
No? No hand signal? Oh, you want,
Lahani.
Oh, yeah,
Lahani?
well, yeah,
Lahani.
from a distance. Satni?
Lahani.
good.
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah, this is Satni Lahani.
okay. So she does have some hand signals?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
All, we put that into all of it.
Okay, good. My observations are, do you work with her less? I mean, Phil works
I
with
haven't
them
worked
more?
much with her at all.
Okay,
In
that's
fact,
fine.
that's where we are right now.
I work
We're
with
about-
all of them. That's
yeah.
the problem.
That's fine.
I think all of
So what I'd like to do is give her sit signal, her verbal, and if she doesn't, then follow it with the hand signal. But don't do them at the same time. Not at the same time. So say the sit signal.
Satni?
Okay, good.
Not at the same time.
Oh, not at the same
So what I want it to look
Either
like
one or the
in,
other.
in English, because I'm not going to be able to jump Slovakian, is sit, hand signal. Down, pause, hand signal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The hand signals will be stronger right? Dogs are masters of reading body language. And, you know, she's concerned about the camera. Doesn't mean that she can't work, but let's just, so say the word.
Satni.
And now hand signal. Good.
Dobre.
Dobre.
Now, do you have an attention word or something to give her, or her name
Just her name.
that means to look at you? Okay. So when she's looking at me, I would do something first to get her to look at you. Because she's looking at me like, what are you, I just stood up and
paying
sat
attention
down.
to you, yeah.
Right, what are you
Kiwi.
doing? I liked you better sitting, honey. Okay, so ask her again. Get her attention.
Kiwi. Kiwi. Satni.
Good. And now ask for the down.
Lahani.
Very nice.
See the firmness in your words works better?
Now give her the toy.
More direct. Dobre.
Dobre. Dobre. Dobre.
She gets it.
Kiwi and Angel are adolescent dogs, and they're asking the question, do I? Do I have to? Do you mean it? I don't see that the collar jerking is effective with her at all, unless you're going to put a, you know, if you've got a prong collar on her or something, then it might be effective. But it's a
It's too much
a
for her,
crutch.
and it's too much for her.
It's a crutch.
Yeah.
And all this jerking around and stuff, it's just, you know, I mean, you know, if the cameras weren't here and stuff, I would probably just have her loose and ask you to get her to pay attention to you. And so for any dog,
Kiwi?
regardless of their training, you have to be the most interesting thing in the room. You either have to command it by not yelling, you know, you can yell at a deaf person, they're still not going to hear you, by just getting her attention. Okay, so let's, I'd like to see you do that with Angel too, if we can, so let's just switch them.
Okay.
Go get her.
Kom nee.
She's gonna drag her out of here.
Nog één.
So, Philip, my savior.
Angel.
So,
Nog één.
so ask her to lie down. How about it?
Angel. Angel. Kanohe. Kanohe.
Is it a kanohe or what? Is that a...
Heel.
Okay, so let's ask her for something like a sit or a down.
Satni. Angel. Satni. Satni.
Is that a sit or a down or a heel?
That needs to sit.
Okay, okay.
Angel. Satni. Satni.
So just hang on. Just try to stay in one place and let her just get this out of her system until she just stops. Then, you know, this is, you know, normally we'd go for a walk and get some energy out, and then and she doesn't have all of her brain engaged right now. There's a lot happening.
Pause. Oh, sorry. Lahani. Alright, you good.
He's crossing his arms, but we need to we
See?
need to
But it'll fix her.
See?
It'll calm her down a little bit.
Okay.
And then now she can take control.
So ask-
Lahani. Dobre. Lahani.
Don't bend down.
Lahani.
There you go.
Dobre.
Good. Okay. So, are you taking classes locally? Do you train her?
Just from what I learned from Oliver. And
Okay.
I trained
I
another
work
trainer
with,
that
we walk together. We walk the dogs together, and he
I
tells
help
me
her
what he
do it,
knows,
too.
so.
Okay.
what I've
Okay.
learned from her.
Because
Satni?
they're young dogs. They're
Yeah,
adolescents.
babies,
This is a difficult situation to come into, but they've got some really nice behaviors. But the keys haven't been completely sort of given to you yet for them. So and they kind of recognize that. So that is certainly something that can be worked on. So all right. So let's think about moving outside. Who do you guys want me to see first? Do you want to do the boys walking, the girls walking?
Whatever you prefer.
Let's do the girls
I would
walking.
see the girl. Yeah, I would say. I was gonna
And
say
then
the girls
see
too.
whether,
You'll
know, I don't know that we'll get
You'll see if when we get a distance apart with the girls, she's gonna be out of control completely. You can't even give her commands. She'll be running around trying. Just
When she's-
forward.
when
When-
she's
when-
behind. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, she has to be she's like
She's
Kokopelli
like
in
Doggy.
that
She
respect.
has to be the leader. She's the top dog. That's what she has to be.
Over.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Doesn't matter who's out there.
Especially
Even Oliver, she'll even nip Oliver if she's like, no, she's got
Okay.
an attitude.
Okay.
And we want to try to nip
Angel?
that now because she's young. We want to get it under control.
Right, right. And so, are all the dogs worked on prong collars and
No.
No.
Not any longer. When
Okay.
we first started, yes, but then it was too much for the pups. They couldn't handle the prong collar. They
Okay.
were too nervous at control, so
Yep,
we
yep.
turned back to regular collars.
Okay.
And,
but
and
on
harnesses
Kokopelli,
too for her.
yes.
Okay, so what do you want to walk them in?
This is fine.
That's
They're
fine.
in.
Okay. And do you want to have Philip walk Angel?
Yeah, I'll take the.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You should show her how she bites you when you go in.
Yes, by all means. When you leave the door, she bites you?
Yes, as soon as she's out there.
It's any time she really gets. I think it's that she gets bored and she just.
All right, this is the one we talked about, biting your
like
feet.
a squeak toy, like
Oh
you
yeah,
say.
she's a terror to her completely.
Okay, are you familiar with body blocking?
I just stand there like this.
Okay, I don't
Right. Sure.
know if she'll tolerate me body blocking her.
You could try it.
If I-
She's-
Oh yeah, well, let's see the trainer get
She's a bitch. She may not go with you, but try. See what she says. She's a good
Okay.
girl. I mean, she's not.
She is a good
She's
girl.
a really good girl.
No, what I want to do is I want to do it to Diane first. So you hold
Okay.
her
Come here.
and
Stephanie.
just come and stand right here. So if the dogs could be together, you would see them. Sometimes body blocking is I'll run past you, but I'll prevent this forward motion. You'll actually see dogs come sort of face to face sometimes, and another dog will defer. So what you have is a lot of dogs that aren't deferring, and you can't defer to them.
Right.
Okay, so body blocking is. I'm sure you've heard the term, like everybody has like their dance space, right? So like we all have our dance space. And if you do the back and forth shuffle, that's not going to do much for any
Not
dog.
gonna work.
But if I do this to you, you're a dancer, but do you feel like I'm too close? Right, so you want to back up? That's the difference. I want you to move into her. When she starts coming at you, I want you to step into her space, and you might have to do it.
So come out of the heel position and face
If
her.
she's
Her space.
absolutely. If she's biting your feet in heel position, so you could get. Does she have an or a leave it or something that says?
Fui.
Fui. Or poop. Well, poop.
Post. Fui.
Which is the
The
difference?
honey.
Poos
Post
is
is
let
release
go.
if she's biting something, but fui is bad.
Fui is
Don't do
no.
it.
Okay. So a fooey, if she doesn't do it, then I want you to body block her and step into her and just forget about heel for now. There's no point in healing if she's going to bite your feet.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And so that will start as soon as we get outside. Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So let's head out over towards the door and then we'll.
Angel?
Stan.
Zostan.
So what's that? Wait.
That means wait, stay.
Okay.
Kanohe? Angel? Angel? Kanohe? Angel? Kanohe?
So you can have a piece if you want for doing what you've asked.
Angel? Dobre, dobre.
Good. And come on back this way.
Angel? Kanohe? Now she's not going to nip me. Unless she gets bored. Let's get rid of the cookie and see if she gets bored. Angel? Kanohe?
And the kanohe is to heel.
Angel? Satni? Dobre. And Mommy's out of cookies.
That's right.
She's not going to do it.
If you walk further up the driveway, does that change
Maybe
anything?
let me try coming off the steps again.
Okay.
Angel? Kanohe? Angel, Kanohe. Angel, Kanohe. Kanohe? She was going to.
Stamping your feet seemed to.
Angel, Angel, kom nee, kom nee, kom nee, kom nee. Kom nee. Kom nee, kom nee. Fui, fui, fui.
Walk into her. Walk into her. Walk into her. Walk into her. If you can, step on her foot.
Oh, she's making me.
She's ripping your pants.
Fui.
So So yeah, you're like a whole new chew toy
Yes,
for her.
I'm afraid so.
Where are you? So fui is to let go of it.
Fui is no.
Fui is no.
Poost is release.
Okay.
So I should have poosted her too.
So, but if you're just walking without all the foot stamping that we had to do to get it to come out of her.
Sometimes she'll go right into that, you know, really nipping, kind of hurting,
Right.
is what it looks like to me, around my feet. Oh my goodness. Angel.
It didn't look like hurting to me.
No?
No. I mean, she was grabbing your arm. She was going after what looked like your leg.
Yeah,
Like,
Achilles
did you feel
tendon.
her? Did you feel her like on your leg, not just?
Yeah.
It's not like puppy stuff where they're like getting the flowy pants or something like that. Okay, so when you work with her,
Yeah.
how, like, what method are you using? Do you use food treats for her, toy treats? Have you ever
Yes.
used a clicker for her?
Never.
Okay. Are you? See her work? That's what she's doing. Like, she's giving me things I haven't asked for, but she's now engaged. Like, she doesn't know me from anybody.
Yeah.
So we can see the difference in that Angel is now working. She's engaged. She's just moved her butt back to the heel position, and she's lying down and getting up, lying down and getting up, trying to figure out what it is I want her to do, because she's motivated now by the food that I'm holding in my hand. And I only have it in my hand because I had to break it up into smaller pieces. So, Kanohe is heel?
Kanohe is heel.
And is she doing about turns and things like that?
Yes.
Kanohe? Kanohe?
We also have a secondary command, fix it, and she'll realign with you.
Okay. And do you say fix it, or is it a
Fix
Slovakian
it.
term? Kanohe? Angel? Kanohe? Angel? Good girl. Kanohe? Kanohe? Angel? Kanohe? Good girl. Kanohe? There. That's where you sat. Kanohe? Good girl. Now let's ask Philip to come out.
Okay.
Just wave to him. Kanohe? Kanohe?
That's the best I ever seen her work with someone else.
Kanohe? So what we're talking about is, so here's Kanohe. It's not the clicker yet because she may have understanding, but she's offering behaviors for me. She's lying down, she's sitting, she's moving her butt.
She's all over the place, yeah.
But she's engaged, right? And you're here, and she doesn't care so much.
She didn't see me yet.
She hears you.
Yeah,
Angel.
show me
Kanohe.
to her. Let's see.
Kanohe. Kanohe. Good girl. Good girl. Kanohe. Hey. Good girl. Good girl.
Perfect.
Kanohe. Good girl. And what's down?
Lahani.
So she saw you.
Yep. No, she's
Lahani.
good now.
Lahani. Good girl. And tell me,
Zolstan.
is that the stay?
Yep.
Do you have a stay this way?
Zolstan, yes.
Zolstan.
That's when we leave them, when we're on command.
Well, you have to give me a second
Command's
here.
in motion.
I can't remember the down again. Tell me.
Lahani.
Lahani. Zolstan. So I would work the stay
When
in
she
1
stays-
second intervals, basically, initially with food.
$500.
Gradually.
$500.
Yeah.
$10,000.
And then you can start to count 1, 2, 3, and then another,
Right.
and then 4, and then what is your release word?
Free.
Free. Good
Go
girl.
Go
Oh,
big.
big.
Good girl.
Big.
Yes, I know. I'm going to speak English to you.
She's like, what is she saying?
So,
She did great. You did great with it.
so Diana, so what the clicker will do is, like this is what I would expect from these dogs.
Yeah.
Like she's with, like, yeah, I got a bait bag on, but I don't know her, so I need all the help I can get. And then you can fade all the food and stuff from her, and so that she'll still be paying attention to you, so you just don't have to do all this stuff and kanohe, and it doesn't matter because she's not with you when she's doing all the other stuff, and she does see you as a toy. There's nothing else to do, and you don't command her attention yet enough, right? So that she's like, I'm gonna bite you.
Don't have her attention, right?
I'd walk her butt over there. As soon as she did that, I would give her some sort of a timeout cue, and over she goes, and leash and everything, and then bring out somebody else.
Right.
It's a little bit of punishment for her. You don't get to work
But
with
we
me.
tell her all the time, kanohe once, and that's it. She has to kanohe. You can't kanohe.
She's got very nice commands. As soon as I know how to talk to you.
She does good.
Yeah, she's still focused,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, do you want to do a little work with her with the food, or do you want to get out Kiwi? You want me to see her and Kiwi together?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You want?
Go get Kiwi.
Okay. Kiwi, kanohe.
Good girl. Sutney.
You want to take her?
Sutney.
Just watch the slipped collar routine.
Kiwi. Kanohe.
Good girl.
Tucky.
Good girl.
Tucky.
Whoop. Come here. Kanohe. Kanohe. Kanohe.
Let me see.
No. Kanohe. Foo.
Okay.
Is it foo to leave it?
We.
Fwee leaves it?
Yeah.
Wait. So go ahead, walk her around a little bit.
Need some more cookie?
Fwee. Good girl.
Kanohe.
Good girl.
Tucky. Over there, honey.
Good. So is this better than what you've seen before?
Way better.
Yeah, but I mean, as we walk down the road with them.
They're even looking at
Started getting away from you guys. You'd forget it.
Kanohe. Kanohe. All right, so I'm going to ask her to just to turn and heel, and I want you to walk, even if you walk out of the camera, that's right, just walk away from us. Angel, kanohe. 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 Come up here. So her head's a little over. I'm trying to click her when she's looking at me. And me, not necessarily my hand. Angel. Angel. Kanohe. Angel. Kanohe. Kanohe. Good girl. Good girl. Better?
Much better.
Good
She
girl.
would normally be barking by now and jumping.
Good girl. Yes, look at that. Good girl. Tell me the down again.
Lahani.
Lahani. And the stay?
Zostan.
Zolstan. Lahani. Zolstan. Lahani. And do you want her Finks laying like that? Is that you want her sort of ready to get up? Okay. Lahani. Lahani. Zolston.
Mm-hmm.
Good girl. Good girl.
I'd like to see you just going for a walk though, and like,
Okay.
gonna take her out for a walk and
Wait.
see the reaction.
Good girl.
Ready?
Yep, so go ahead. You're going to walk first.
Hey, Kiwi.
Kanohe. Angel, Kanohe. Kanohe. Angel. Angel. No, Angel. Kanohe.
She's doing good.
Kanohe. Kanohe. Nope. Kanohe. Kanohe. All right, well, I'm not gonna. Kanohe. Angel. Angel. Kanohe. Angel. Kanohe.
The best I've seen her do anyone.
Angel. 1, 2, Angel. Kanohe. Kanohe. Good girl. Angel. Kanohe. Kanohe. Angel. Kanohe. Angel. Good girl. That was nice. Kanohe. So less of a brain when you're in front. What I'm trying to do is get 2 steps before I click and treat her. Kanohe, 1. Because I don't want her to learn, and she's a smart dog, lunge forward, come back, Kanohe.
Right.
Get a reward, lunge forward, come back, get a Kanohe. So I'm also going to add some turns.
She's doing really good for you, actually.
Kanohe. Good girl. Kanohe. Good girl. Kanohe. Good girl. Come on. Kanohe. Good girl. Kanohe. I know you can do that better. Good girl. She's also Angel. Angel. Good girl. 2, 3, 4. Almost. Before we lost your brain. Kanohe. Angel, Kanohe. Kanohe. Angel, Kanohe.
Perfect.
Come here. Kanohe. Good girl. 1. Nope, that doesn't count. Kanohe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank God. Try again. Kanohe. Angel. Kanohe. Kanohe. Come around. There you go. 1. I forgot to count. I think that was 3. Good girl.
This is how we trained the 2 Denise, like you just did.
Good girl. Up. And remind me of the down.
Listen, like this.
Yeah.
This is how we canoe here.
The hand signal. Yeah. This is very workable. I'm not saying that they're going to be buddies. We haven't had a chance to like look at them interact. It's all about motivation. As you move past me, her arousal level definitely increased. She was taking treats harder than she did when I was just standing still. And I couldn't get but 1 heel step from her before she would start to go forward.
Pull, right, correct.
Right, so I would just stop, ask her to come back into position, and my goal was to get 2 steps. And you probably couldn't hear me, but I was starting to count out loud, like 1, 2, so I could get a click and a treat in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But she's got a history of barking and carrying on. Tell me again, her down.
Lahani.
Angel. Lahani. So that's very workable. You're obviously going to have to work it in 2s.
Right.
You could.
You know, we used to try, when we walk in the park together, I'd stop, make her sit, one of them. She'd keep walking 20 feet,
Yes.
stop, then I'd walk past her.
Yes.
And we kept doing that over and over and over and over.
Right.
Again.
Right.
But
So
we
it's
gotta
all.
do it slowly now.
Yes. And it's all, you know, they're 1, so they're perfectly, it's not like they've been practicing this for 3 or 4 years.
Right, now.
It's all about motivation. And so We can motivate them by prong collaring them or shocking them to stay here,
No,
right, irregardless, or
No.
we can motivate them by food.
Right.
So, and she's very food motivated. She was out here, what can I do for you? Looking for a sit? You looking for a down?
Right.
Right,
All
but
over
she
the
was
place.
engaged.
Yeah.
Right.
She was not, I stomped my feet a couple times. She paid no attention to that whatsoever.
Right, right.
But out here on her own with Diane and nothing else to do and no real motivators, she's just going to go after you. So until you can get, however we want to do this, when she starts to do that, haul her butt, make sure that one of these kennels is empty. If you're here, you're going to tell her, too bad, whatever. I wouldn't use any of your
Flee.
Slovakian
Right,
terms, just
right.
something new. Too bad. Hey. And she goes into a kennel, and then go get somebody else, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. But she should not ever practice that with you again,
Never.
period.
Right, that's what I say too. Don't ever let her bite you.
From this day forward, her teeth cannot hit your skin.
Okay.
It's wrong in
That's
so
like
many
giving her
reasons.
It's like
Right?
you're giving her permission. I don't
Yeah,
know. Don't
yeah.
bite.
Right. And the body blocking wasn't really working. She was just like in
She'll
her
fight with you
dog
still.
world.
Well,
yeah,
she
yeah.
took it as a challenge, is what it feels like.
Oh, she might have, but it wasn't helping.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't helping. It didn't have the effect that sometimes it would. And she clearly has a little bit of history of doing that. Now, and I would take turns, different dogs are always in front.
Right,
Boys,
we always
girls.
try that too.
Yep. And it might be if you initially start using this, this clicker training operating conditioning, that it's click tree, click tree, click tree. You can, you can do it when you feed them. She's eating kibble right now. I'm getting down to the
Yeah. We can give you some treats.
scraps, but the thing is, she's still motivated, right? And there was this big question before we started taping again when it was just Diane and I and Angel whether you should come out because
Right.
she's so distracted by you. But when I had the food and she realized the game that I was playing with her,
Didn't even
who cares?
save
Tea.
Sorry.
Tea. See ya. That's what it is.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions? And the boys do the similar thing?
Well,
Kokopelli does.
Kokopelli does.
would.
Whines and cries if
Oh my
somebody's in
God.
front of him.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's 10 times worse.
Okay. So, any questions about these guys at this point?
They're doing
That was
fabulous.
great.
They're doing
Okay.
Fabulous. Great
Okay.
job with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it seems like they like each other, but you just can't trust them.
Right. Their energy level is down right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. They're not
it would
phased.
be after this amount of time when she's really not paying too much attention that I would do some parallel walking.
Right.
And it's also that excitement phase is over that you mentioned too,
Yeah,
right?
and they redirect. Like
Yeah.
when Philip was taking the dogs out of these kennels, Oliver was
Right.
beside himself. That barrier frustration,
Yeah.
a little bit of boredom.
Exactly.
These dogs are
They're working.
working dogs.
Working dogs. That's what it is.
So
But we try as much. We
Right.
really work them.
like you've got a 24-hour job
run.
here with 4 dogs. I mean, if you worked each
Easily.
of them an hour a day, there goes half your day.
Yeah. I do. I actually do. I go to
Yeah,
the
he
park
does a
for
lot.
5-6 hours with them and just
Yep.
switch them back and forth, and
Right.
seems to tire them out a little bit. But you get them home, and they're still, when she walks them, they're just maniacs.
Right. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Doggy Dilemmas. I look forward to seeing you next week.
If you have a doggy dilemma, Denise can help. Visit www.denisemazzola.com for more information. Denise Mazzola is a certified professional dog trainer tested through the Association of Pet Dog Trainers. The association requires recertification every 3 years with a minimum of 30 hours of continuing education. She has been training dogs and working with families for over 20 years.